Okay, we are now live, and here we go. All right. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic, fantabulistic Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. And I am incredibly happy about that. Of course, this is Memorial Day weekend. So let us always remember to give thanks to those individuals who have said yes to the military, who have defended our freedom, and who have ultimately pay the ultimate price. So let us always remember to give thanks and honor to those who have served this country in the past, present, and in the future. They deserve our thanks, they deserve our respect, and they certainly deserve our honor. So that is the most important thing that I hopefully am going to talk to you about today, because I tell you, I'm a very, very strong supporter of our military, our individuals, our men and women who bravely put on uniform to defend our rights, to freedom of speech, to freedom, period. You know, you can, this is the only thing that I'm going to say that's political. And I don't know if this should be political, but you can say whatever you want to about the United States. You can complain, you can do it. But I'll tell you what, I know people from all around the world, and some people have told me some of the things that they have to deal with. And in comparison to the United States, we live in a magical kingdom, folks. We have the right to stand up right in front of our president and say, we don't like you, and not have to be feared or afraid of being thrown in prison for the rest of our lives or tortured. So we have the freedom of speech, and you can say whatever you want to. You have a right to say whatever you want to. But I can tell you this, when it comes to the country, I love the United States. I absolutely admire and respect all of our first responders, those individuals who have, my God, I love it. My nephew is a police officer, and man, he's just one of those quality guys, just a quality top guy. And I'm going to be a great uncle. God, I can't. I'm going to be a great uncle. I still very soon, very soon. And God, I'm getting old. I mean, really, I'm ready for my walker. I am ready for my walker. And Shannon Long 30, you're going to be a great aunt. Just saying. So Shannon Long 30 is my sister. She's on TikTok. I don't know if you're there, Shannon Long 30, but if you are, Shannon Long 30, great aunt. Shannon Long 30 is my sister, everybody. She's on TikTok, and her social security number is 1. I'm just saying. Folks, I'm just saying. Hey, Shannon, I need that autographed copy of the Bible. Shannon, my sister is so old, her memories are in black and white. I'm not kidding you. I'm telling you guys. But no, we are getting old. We are getting old, Shannon. We are getting old. But I cannot believe I'm going to be a great uncle. It blows my mind. It really does. It just absolutely blows my mind. But here we are. And I am excited to be here. So thank you to all who have served. Thank you to our first responders. And have a very safe, very, very safe Memorial Weekend. Whatever your plans are, have a very safe weekend. Okay. Today we have a very special guest on. Normally I don't have a guest, but today I thought, let's kind of change it up a little bit. Now I know there's good people who's going to say blah blah blah. You can't do that. There's always going to be some people who's going to complain. There's always people who are going to do this and do that, and about you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do this and it's an abomination and all this other stuff. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a buddy of mine who I have known for a long time. Matter of fact, I've talked about him several times on the show. And his name is Willie Windwalker Gibson. And he's a shaman. And he has been in the paranormal community for a very, very long time. He is, and I'm going to make this very clear so that everybody knows, he is a psychic medium. Now, before you start spouting off Deuteronomy and before you start spouting off Leviticus, I'm going to say this to you very clear, and let's just put this out right now. You're going to quote Deuteronomy 18, verse 10 through 12. That's what you're going to quote to me. Or you're going to Deuteronomy 18, 9 through 12, or Galatians 5, 19 through 21. Or you're going to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 27. You're going to spout those off to me. I already know people are going to do it. So this is what I'm going to say to the naysayers. Stop preaching Deuteronomy and Leviticus when you yourself are not following all of the 613 laws. That's hypocrisy. So let's make that very clear. Willie is going to be giving free readings tonight. But before we have him on, I'm going to have a few words here. People like to quote Deuteronomy. They like to quote Leviticus. They love to do this. But yet they don't understand that Leviticus and Deuteronomy is part of the Holiness Code. The Holiness Code has 613 laws in Deuteronomy and Leviticus. You understand this? You cannot pick one law in Deuteronomy and Leviticus and not follow all 613 laws. You can't do it. That is hypocrisy. And Leviticus and Deuteronomy says that if you do this, then you're unclean. So please do not preach to me about Deuteronomy when you yourself are not following the Levitical law. That's being a hypocrite. Do you eat pork? Do you eat shrimp? Do you mix cottons? Do you blow your trumpet during Yom Kippur? Do you burn furniture if a woman is on a menstrual cycle? It says that in Deuteronomy. Do you do these things? No, you don't. So why are you then preaching? Well, Deuteronomy says this. Well, Deuteronomy also says this. Do you follow that? No. Then why are you preaching Deuteronomy to me? If you're not going to follow the 613 rules, then you're not going to pick and choose and cherry pick with me and then try to troll me, because if you do, then I'm going to throw something right back at you. I'm going to make this very clear. I believe there are people who are truly gifted. I believe without question. I have experienced it firsthand. I've experienced it firsthand. Let me just say, I was a police chaplain for a very large police department, and the police had gotten some information about a missing person, and they were told by a psychic medium where they would find the body. Now, the police asked me to be there. I was present to make sure that the family stayed back from the scene, because they didn't want, obviously, the family trampling all over the scene. And so I was there with the family to keep them back. And the psychic medium told the police where they could find the body. Folks, they were 5 feet from where the psychic medium told them where they would find the remains. Don't sit here and tell me that was coincidence. Don't tell me that that's just a guess. And the psychic medium didn't kill the person. And that gave the family, although the family was in turmoil, it gave the family peace of mind, because finally they had the remains of their loved ones and they were able to properly bury them. A demonic entity doesn't do this. A demonic entity doesn't give you peace. Let me make that very clear. So I know. Again, no. Don't sit there and tell me. Look, folks, I've devoted my entire life to demonology as an exorcist. I've studied it now for over 40 years. Do not tell me that demons are the ones that give this information. Don't do that, because I don't want to be rude to people, but you're not going to come in there espousing that nonsense, because if you do, I'm going to have to educate you. So again, don't preach Deuteronomy to me. And I'm not being arrogant or rude. I have a doctorate in ministry. I have 3 master's degrees. If you want to have a theological conversation, we'll have a theological conversation. But if you're not going to come in here and preach Deuteronomy and condemn Willie and all this other nonsense when you yourself are not following the 613 laws. So you stop. Enough with the preaching, enough with the condemnation, enough with the judgment. If you don't want to participate and you don't want to watch Willie offer free readings to people, then go to another channel. Just go to another channel. It's real simple. No one's forcing anybody to watch the presentation. But I do believe there are people that are gifted. I absolutely believe that with all my heart. All my heart. My sister. I think my sister is very gifted. First of all, let me just say this also. For anybody who's going to preach to me about when the Deuteronomy, when it talks about do not seek out a psychic medium. Folks, we're talking thousands of years ago. Their idea of a psychic medium is not the same idea of what our idea of what a psychic medium is. It changes. It's culture. It's completely different culture. So if you're going to, let me just educate everybody very quickly, and then we're going to get Willie on the phone. And I've said this a million times before, but what was occurring when that was written in Deuteronomy, that you shouldn't seek a psychic medium, they weren't referring to a psychic medium as we understood it, as we understand it today. What was going on is people were intermediaries between us, the living, and the many gods, because there was polytheism. There was a lot of cultures that were mingling together, and many of these cultures believed in multiple gods: a god of rain, a god of fire, a god of earth, a god of wind, a god of whatever. If your loved one passed away, you had to go to that intermediary, and they called that a psychic medium. That was their understanding what a psychic medium was. And you had to offer shekels to each one of their gods. Now, what was happening is these fraudsters were saying, oh, no, I don't have 20 gods today. Now we have 30. Now we have a god of worms. Well, I'm not going to give 5 shekels to the god of worms. Well, if you don't, then that god of worms is going to raise your loved one up necromancy and punish them forever in Hades. That was the abomination. And so that's what they would do. Then these people, it was extortion. These people would go to these people and say, well, if you need to offer 10 shekels now to each god. And if you don't do this, then the god of rain is going to punish. And again, for those, I've never heard this before. This is the stuff that I learned in the Roman Catholic priesthood when I studied for the Roman Catholic priesthood. This is what they taught in graduate school. So if you have a problem with it, then go talk to them about it. But these are people who have doctorate degrees in historical context of Scripture. So these are very, very highly educated individuals with Benedictines and Jesuits who've devoted their entire lives to the study of ancient biblical history. And so this is the information. That's where I gather. That's why I have this information. I still have all my notes from the seminary. But this is what was happening. And that was the abomination. The abomination was these people, these fraudsters, were taking advantage of the people who were suffering and struggling. And then they were saying this god of rain is going to raise your loved one up. That was the necromancy. And they're going to punish them forever for eternity in Hades because you didn't offer them 20 shekels instead of 10 today. You see, that's the whole story. And now that you have all that, we're going to get moving. So Willie Windwalker Gibson, he's a shaman. And in his book, Soul Warriors, this is what he says. Imagine growing up experiencing ghosts and aliens. Meet Willie Windwalker Gibson and his wife, Shaman. I love her. Love both of them. Enter their world of sharing their lives with the living and the dead, and even species of unknown origin. Now, Willie will take you through years of experience with his family and acquaintances to show you how spirits have played a big part in his life. You will see how many spirits assisted and guided Willie and Shaman in and out of situations that helped them deal and cope with life and death. Read how spirits aided the couple in an auto accident, and how Willie, a television show, and a spiritual. By the way, he did Spiritual Gifts and Wonders, which I was in. I loved it. It drew people around Shaman and Willie to enrich their lives, and you'll find humor where you would least expect it and then the next time you visit a cemetery, you might find yourself looking around for unexpected company. So how would you handle creatures with large eyes visiting you at night and taking you to places unknown? Well, the book will compel you to compare what you consider a normal day to what Willie and Shaman live with every single day of their lives. His book is Soul Warriors, and I strongly, strongly suggest that you pick that up. Willie is fantastic, and I'm going to have Willie on now. So let me give him a call right now, and then we're going to get some readings done. And again, if you don't want to do the readings, and if you think this is such an abomination, then go to another channel. Pretty simple to me, isn't it? I mean, really serious. Okay, here it is. It's amazing how some people just... anyway. Okay. Micro sound.
Hello?
Hey, Willie, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you, James?
Well, I'm doing fantastic, and we have you on live here, so I'm looking forward to the conversation that we have. I'm sure it's going to be a good one.
Okay.
So I was talking to everybody about your book. Of course, well, you have a couple of books out, of course, which I think is really fantastic. And Soul Warriors, I was just talking about that. I love Soul Warriors. I think that's
it's some of the adventures I've had. I'm currently working on another book, and it's going to be some short stories of cases I've been on, and stories from growing up and things like that.
Well, that would be so. When are you going to get that book out?
Well, I've been working on it for 3 years, a little bit at a time. Hopefully by this fall.
Okay. Well, for everybody who's wondering, I have to have this speaker because I have to have I'm running on two different computers. I'm running on TikTok, and then I'm running on StreamYard with StreamYard and KGRD, and then of course Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. I just wish TikTok, come on, allow third-party applications. But anyway, we are going. I know you can barely hear the guests, but this is all I can do, folks. I can't. I'm sorry. This is the best it gets, and that's all we can do. All right. So let's get into, if you would like a reading. Okay. Well, let's do Shannon Long 30. Shannon Long, of course, is my sister, and Shannon Long 30 would love to have a reading. Is there a particular question? How do you like to do this, Willie? How do you like people to? Do you like a question, or when they say, "Can I have a reading?" or do you need something specific?
Either one.
Okay. All right. Let's do it this way. If you want a reading, then if you could just kind of just be more specific as far as a question, and then that would help us. Then everybody knows what you're talking about, and perhaps maybe that would help. So, Shannon Long 30, if there's a particular question, yep. He is a psychic medium. That's what I guess that's what you'd call it. Consider yourself, right, Willie, a psychic medium as well?
Well, James, when I first started out, a long time ago, I didn't even know what that was. It was just something that happens to me. So, I could see and hear spirits, and then the other stuff come along as I kind of trained myself and were trained by others. So I guess a sensitive or something like that would be okay too.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, of course, now to be fair, so that everybody, to be completely transparent, obviously my sister had a heart attack, and you know that she passed and then came back to life, and her heart is at a very weakened state. So so that transparency is all there. My sister Shannon Long 30 is just asking you basically about her health. Do you have any thoughts or reads on her health?
Hold on. Shannon, the totems are telling me you're at a balance right now, and it's not saying that you're going to miraculously, your heart's going to miraculously get stronger, but at a good balance right now. And as time goes by, new procedures happens and new medicine happens, and this is basically what it's telling me. Something that hasn't happened yet, but you are going to balance out.
Okay, well that is interesting, isn't it, Shannon? Because we didn't tell him everything, so that's very interesting that he says that, isn't it? I think that's very, very interesting. So maybe Shannon, if you want to clarify that, and that's interesting. That's a very good read. It's a very good read. And Willie doesn't know everything, but now he does. All right. Okay, let's see. And again, folks, there's a lot of people slamming me with questions, and I get that. We're going to try to get as many as we possibly can. Before we end the show, we just started, but before we end it, how can people contact you to get a much more in-depth, detailed reading? Let's do that first. Everybody, listen, please write this down.
They can friend me on Facebook, Willie Gibson, or they can contact me on Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com.
Okay, Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. And let me just, I wonder if I can mute this, because then I won't get there. Okay. So you can still hear me pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. I'm using my cell phone to contact him. And sometimes people constantly are texting, and I don't want to hear that ding every 5 seconds. There's a text. All right. Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. All right. Now, again, a lot of people are asking questions, folks. So I'm getting slammed with them. So just be patient. All right. Sharon Howard is asking this question. And we're going to put it here on, everybody can see it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Willie Gibson, my daughter Sarah wants to know about the new guy and her that she met on Facebook dating.
Okay. This is what the totems told me, Sharon, that the opossum totem comes up. It says, be very, very cautious about people you meet on book. You know, you just can't, you just don't know about them until you get into their energy. So the totem says, be very, very cautious about that.
So her daughter Sarah, apparently, I guess her daughter Sarah is met this new guy on Facebook dating. So your advice is for him. Do you think he's the right guy for her, or do you think she should take some time and really reconsider?
Take some time.
Take some time, Sharon. So
yes.
All right, take some time for Sarah. And there is your answer. Daniel is asking, will I be celibate? Let me just see what he's saying here so I can read it. Will I be celibate the rest of my life? Tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear, please. Well, that's what he does.
Okay. Well, the totems are showing up. You got two transition cards right in front of each other, and a patient card. So that's telling me that's positive that yes, you know, that's going to be changing. Just take your time, and when the right time comes, you'll know it. So it looks good.
Okay, well, there you go, Daniel. So take your time, and you will apparently not be celibate for the rest of your life. So there you go. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is Willie Windwalker Gibson that I have on the phone. He's a good friend of mine. He's a shaman. He's a sensitive as well. And so one thing that my sister Shannon is in the TikTok channel room as well. And our grandmother was Native American. Our grandmother was Cherokee. And so one thing that I always respect, different cultures, different points of view, and it's very important. I think it's very important for us to have diversity within the presentations. I absolutely believe that. Okay, so let's get some questions here on TikTok, to be fair. And David Alond or something, I can't read. Did my father suffer at his death?
Okay. David, just know from what my totems just showed me that he had a lot of spirit guides around him, or if you want to put it in another way, angels around him, and they gave him comfort in his crossing. So and he's really secure and protected right now. So don't be afraid that he suffered too much. He just his spirit guides were around him. He had a lot of them too.
Okay, fair enough. And again, folks, for those of these are not going to be a very detailed, in-depth readings. If you want a detailed, in-depth reading, then again, you need to email him, Crystal Chief 55. Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. And that's how you're going to get. I'm sorry?
James, these short readings now, like you said, they're not in depth. And since it's going out over the radio, I'm sure people don't want to let listeners know a lot about their personal life. That's why we're saying this.
Fair enough. Yeah, and that's true. Yeah, and we have to be, and that is true. We can't. I think to display all, everything you got going on. I think that's respectful not to do that. So that makes a lot of sense to me as well. All right. Let's see. Asked by Christine. Christine 87. Am I on the right path? Christine 87 is asking that.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of energy. The totems are showing me there's a lot of movement around her future. There's a lot of professionalism around her, like a doctor, lawyer, or something along those lines. That something she could make a lot of money at, and she's got the power of the horse right behind her. And I do see a lot of building around her, like she could be moving, or it could be just building a new path for herself. Yeah, it looks very good.
Okay. All right. Very, very, very good. All right. Let's get some YouTube, because we have asked several questions on TikTok. So bear with me, and then we're going to go there. There's a question on YouTube. There is this girl I like. This is from Matt Harbin, named Briley. I tried to text her social media to try and get to know her, and she hasn't even seen it. Will she ever text me back and talk to me? Matt Harbin, and her name is Briley.
Matt Totem's showing me that she's getting a lot of messages right now, and she's going through them very, very slowly, and she is in particular about which one she answers. She's the type of person when she gets a feeling about a person's name, she'll contact them. But don't feel bad if you don't get contacted. That's what's going on. There's a lot of messaging going on there with other people.
Okay, so yeah, be patient, Matt. Be patient is a story, and let us know. I'd be very, very curious to how that ends. Radio is asking a reading request. Is my mom still visiting me? She passed in 2012. That's from Radio.
Okay, let me look. The medicine cards, the totems are telling me that she's giving him a lot of she's looking over him a lot and showing him different paths to go. So she's still around, and I do see a turtle emblem, which is coming out very, very strongly, which means that that's his power symbols, animals. So if he can just concentrate on the turtle, he might be able to get her to talk to him. And, if he opens himself up more, that is, if he wants to. You don't have to push anything like this. When you're ready, she'll let you know she's there.
All right. And again, for those of you who are asking for a reading, if you can be specific, that would be better. I think, at least from my perspective as the host, I think it would be good. And if for everybody else, that would be very, very good. So let me just go to TikTok, because there's so many people asking questions. But again, specific questions, folks, please, specific questions. All right. Chris, well, it went so fast. It says here, sorry, you have to keep asking questions, because it's, how can I enhance any gifts I may have? That's Amy 43 Cali.
Amy, you have to be ready to enhance them. You can't be scared of them. if you've got like the gift of psychometry, or you've got the gift of seeing colors, or even healing, it will come to you as you open up. And I don't have to look at the totems for this. This is what I usually tell all of my students. When you're ready, you'll open up to all of your gifts. And from what I can gather, I'm trying to go through the bishop, through whatever he's contacting you through. I think you've been wanting to do that, but you've been backing off. Just sit down and meditate, and if you feel yourself opening up, open yourself up to it. But before you do that, you say a protection prayer to make sure you don't allow anything negative to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think. All right, Becca, Ann 830. Will my auntie beat cancer? Becca, Ann 830. Keep in mind, now, if you're going to ask a question, folks, you got to be prepared for the answer, good, bad, or indifferent. So please just kind of be prepared for that. And I think that's important to note. A lot of people will ask a question, and I talk to friends who are psychic mediums, and they're like, well, I really don't want to give the answer because I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, or the bearer of good news. Or of course, the bearer of good news is always a good thing. So I think from a pastoral perspective, just understand that when you ask questions that are similar to that, you got to be prepared for the answer. And again, this is for those of you who are wondering, this is Shaman Willie Windwalker Gibson. He is a shaman. And he's a sensitive. And so for those of you who are wondering, he is offering free readings for the first hour. And there we go. So she's asking about her aunt. Will she beat cancer?
Okay. This is what the spirit told them. They're saying there's a good transition coming, and she'll be gifted with that transition. And they're not going to tell me any more of that, but there's a good transition coming. So just be patient. Okay.
There we go. So just be patient, and there's a good transition coming. So there we are. All right. I'm going to go to TikTok, or not Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, because I'm going back and forth. Patricia Gilbert from YouTube. Willie, I guess, will my life, I think it's my life instead of like, will my life stay on the same track, or will it improve? So Patricia Gilbert is asking if her life is going to improve, or it's going to pretty much stay the same.
Okay. Spirit totems are telling me if you work at a certain thing, I do see a very good change, because there's movement with the bat energy. So yeah, it's going to change, and the way it's going to change, you're going to get into an area where you're going to be meeting the right people to put you into the right slots. And usually it's like a networking thing, and it's looking very good for a change in that. It's very good for building. I see building and gathering there, so it's good. It's good signs.
All right, I can relate to this next question. Soulshine 46 says, will I ever lose weight? I need to lose 150 pounds, and my insurance won't cover the surgery. Well, if you don't mind, let me just say this to you, Soulshine. I was there. I was at one time 420 pounds. 420 pounds. Now, thankfully, my insurance did, in fact, pay for it. But I'll tell you this. And this is what, and Soulshine, I'll tell you this from a person who's been there, walked the walk, and is walking the walk. And now I have the surgery is not a magical. There's nothing magical about the surgery. It's a powerful tool, but there's nothing magical about it. You have to do the work. Even if you have the surgery, I had the gastric bypass, and I got to tell you something, your whole life, whether you like it or not, is going to change. The bypass forces you to change, whether you like it or not. It's going to force you to change. You are not going to eat any more sweets. You are not going to eat any more carbs, because if you do, you're going to get sicker than a darn dog. So I will tell you, I've had to. I haven't had a choice. I have had to totally change my diet. 1,000,000%. Protein, protein, protein. That is my diet. Protein, 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 and lots of liquid and no carbs, no sugar. So if you have the surgery, if you tell me, well, there's no way I could not eat sugars or carbs, the surgery is going to make you. You don't have a choice. You will be in extreme pain, and it will be constant. You'll be in the hospital. So it's no joke. You have to. So what I would tell you is, and again, if you're very heavy, and because I've been there, but I was also, I never really took a look at how much sugar I was eating and how many carbs I was eating. I never really did, because I would just one candy bar or just this but I'm telling you, that sugars and carbs, it adds up. And before you know it, now you've gained so much weight. If you just cut out your carbs and sugars, you're going to lose 150 pounds. And I promise you, I'm telling you, I lived it. I was there when I did Exorcism Live on the Travel Channel. I was 420 pounds. So that's what I'm going to say to you. If your insurance does not cover it, I understand. But you can do this. You just have to have very strong discipline, no carbs, no sugars. Get those carbs, sugars out of your body, and you must exercise. Water. And I'm telling you that's the secret. The secret is no carbs, no sugars. Drink lots of water and eat good, healthy protein. You don't want tons of fat. You want good, healthy protein. And I know some people are going to say, there's no way I can do it. There's no way. You'd be surprised. Once you get into the habit and it's habitual, and then every 2 weeks or at once past, you just try it for 2 or 3 weeks, and you'll be surprised how fast you get into the routine. That's what you got to do. That's what you have to do. And I promise you, you will lose weight. So if your insurance doesn't cover it, I understand, but you can do it. No carbs, no sugar, lots of protein, and lots of water, and walk, and you'll lose the weight. Guarantee you'll lose the weight. All right. So anyway, if you didn't, I had to take that one, Willie, because as a person who's and try keto. Keto is great. Keto. I didn't quite understand keto, but I have had to learn keto, KETO. I've had to learn it, and now I understand it. Keto takes out that carbs and sugars. I'm telling you, for someone who is morbidly obese, carbs and sugar, that is your kryptonite. That is your kryptonite, and you got to eat sugar-free. I'm addicted to chocolate. I love chocolate, so eat sugar-free chocolate. That's it. If you like cookies, sugar-free cookies, and I promise you it will work. Okay. All right. Let's go. Okay. Surgery. That's right. Surgery is only a tool. It is only a tool. All right. Fish God 223 says, "Will things get better for me and my wife, Willie?"
Okay. I see a lot of distrust, fear, and anger there, and I do see frog medicine coming in. That's going to be changing, because you're going to be given a path to follow, and you stay on that path, and you're going to be okay. Just be patient about it. I know I say patience, but that's what the spirits are telling me. Just be patient and work on it.
Okay, there we go. Be patient, work on it, but you do see it working if they're patient.
Yes.
And okay. All right. Let's see. It's Kat Von Hale in Facebook says, "I believe my grandmother had gifts, and I believe I have them now as well. Is she still with me? And did she have gifts?"
Well, I see the trend. Right off, there's 2 double totem. They're both transition cards. That's telling me that she's talking to her right now, and there's a joy card there. Yes, you've got the gifts, because usually if a person's got somebody in their family that has it, they have it too. and there's a joy card there, and she's working with you. Just open up and let her come in, and she will actually help you, because I see she is a very strong spirit guide.
Okay, so there it goes. Excellent. So there you go, Kate Von Hale. I'm sorry, Von Hale. For those again who are just joining us, I'm speaking to our good buddy Shaman Willie Windwalker, and he is a sensitive. Of course, he's just shaman, and he's being very nice, and he's offering his time and offering free mini mini readings. Again, folks, if you want detailed readings, you need to contact him at Crystal Chief, like Crystal, Chief 55 at AOL.com. And that's the best way to reach it. Now, Willie, you've been on television as well, and you've been in the paranormal community for so long, and you've been on so many shows. I mean, people have investigated you over and over, and you're really one of the very few rare individuals that I truly believe are gifted. And you've been on quite a few shows, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been on A&E, and I've been on CMT. I have my own television series, as you know, Bishop Long, for 12 years. You were on it, and of course, I've got the books out, and I've done plenty of radio and plenty of TV, and also, I don't know if it's going to come to pass or not, but I got contacted by somebody who wants to be an agent. They have somehow gotten a hold of my book, and a movie producer wants them to try to talk me into having a movie made out of the Shaman Windwalker. So I haven't heard back from them yet. I basically told them I sent a letter back to them. I basically told them that would be wonderful, but if you want any money out of me, it ain't going to happen. So I haven't heard back from them yet. But they sent me along. They would like to make a movie out of the Shaman Windwalker. Well, we'll see. A lot of producers has contacted me before and said, make a good book. So I don't know if they want a good spiritual book that you can learn things from. The Shaman Windwalker is a good book, because it tells how I started out, and it won't be a horror movie or anything like that. It'll be a spiritual movie, but if it ever comes out, it'll be very hopefully show people how I got started, and they can do the same if they have the gifts.
Okay. Very good. And again, folks, if you want a detailed reading, Crystal Chief, and that's a CRYSTAL, Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. And so if you want a more detailed reading, that's where you contact him, Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. Yep, I do have reading glasses. Yes, they're reading glasses. They're not prescription, but well, thank you very much, Shan. I appreciate that. And thank you for the gifts on TikTok. Appreciate that. So Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. All right. Michael Kane is asking, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, lost my mom 4 months ago to bone cancer. My dad 3 years ago to pancreas cancer. Michael wants to know, are they still around watching over him?
Okay, let me give me a sec. I see the swan totem comes up. That tells me yes, they are. And actually, I don't know if people knows it or not, but there's a big transition period for people that once they cross over, they have to get used to it and get their energy up to do that. Now, a lot of people can cross over. It depends on how strong they are when they cross over. But if they don't have all their psychic powers and full charge, it takes a while for that to build up once they cross over. But yes, they're around.
Okay. And again, for those of you who are just tuning in, this is Willie Windwalker Gibson. He is a shaman. And for those of you who don't like readings or are confused, as I talked about in the very, very beginning of the presentation, you're referring to Deuteronomy, where it says you should not seek out a psychic medium. And you're saying, you see, that's where you shouldn't do it. However, what you failed to do is, if you're going to mention Deuteronomy to me, then that's the Holiness Code. And the Holiness Code has 613 laws. And you cannot take one of the laws and say, aha, psychic mediumship is bad, and yet you're not following the remaining 612 laws. Because if you do, then you have to again, you can't mix cottons, you can't eat shrimp, you can't eat pork, and you have to blow your trumpet during Yom Kippur. I can go down the whole entire list. And the things that we don't follow the Holiness Code anymore. But people always mention Deuteronomy, which is a part of the Holiness Code. Well, we don't follow the Holiness Code. So why do people keep mentioning Deuteronomy to me when they're not following the remaining 613 laws? Plus, remember, as I said in the very beginning of the show, their understanding of a psychic medium is not our understanding of a psychic medium. The two different terminology. You're talking thousands and thousands of years. So the terms, the language changes, and it's a completely different culture. I've already talked about this. The psychic mediums that they understood that was written in Deuteronomy were intermediaries between the living and the multiple gods, the deities, the god of rain, the god of earth, the god of sun. So if your loved one passed away, you would have to go to these intermediaries and you would have to offer shekels to each one of their god. And the fraud is these intermediaries would say, oh no, it's not 5 shekels anymore. Now it's 10. Now it's 15. Now it's 20. And now there's 20 gods instead of 10. That was the sham. That was going on during this time because there was many cultures mingling in with the Hebrew culture. So they were fighting polytheism. And that is what was occurring. So their understanding of a psychic medium were these intermediaries who were extortion. It was fraud. And I've explained this a million times, so many times. That is the explanation. And so if you're going to follow the Holiness Code, fine. Then you have to follow all 613 laws. But we're no longer under the Holiness Code. So there we go. All right.
James?
Yep.
They might want to go to 1 Corinthians 12 under spiritual gifts. It might help them a lot too.
Yep. 1 Corinthians. There we go. So there we are. And hopefully that'll help out. Okay. Amanda Skinner. And then we're going to go TikTok after this question. Amanda Skinner is saying, my husband is going through a bad situation involving an ex-friend. He's had a complete mental breakdown. His name is Joseph. Will his situation get any better? I've been really worried about him. So apparently that there was a problem with an ex-friend. I assume friend. I don't. That's the information. He's going through a bad situation involving an ex-friend. He had a mental breakdown. His name is Joseph. I assume his name is. Folks, when you ask questions, please be very specific because I don't know who Joseph is. Is Joseph your husband or is Joseph the ex-friend? So when you ask questions, please be very specific with your question for clarification, so that I can understand, so I can pass it on to Willie. So again, if you could help us out there, Amanda, and explain who is Joseph. Is Joseph your husband? Is Joseph his friend? I'm really confused. So clarify that with us on YouTube, and we'll get back to you. I promise you. Clarify that if you would. Hopefully that, and we'll get back to you. I promise you, we'll get back to you. Okay, so Joe Fox, is it possible for me to win money from a lottery, or at least $10,000 cushion to come to me? So Joe Fox wants to know, is Joe going to win the lottery?
Here's what I tell people when they ask me lottery questions, James. I'm on Social Security. If the spirits wanted me to win in the lottery, I would already want it now. And it's the same for other people too. They will not tell me how to win the lottery or give them the numbers or anything like that. You know how that works. It's all up to spirit to do that, and they will not give me any kind of information on that, not even for anybody else or me.
And that's fair, because if psychic mediums and sensitives knew that, then they'd be winning the lottery every single day. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Amanda says her husband is Joseph. His name is Joseph. So Amanda says, my husband is going through a bad situation involving an ex-friend. Joseph, which is her husband, he had a mental breakdown. So she wants to know, will his situation get any better? She said, I've been really worried about him. So what are you seeing there?
James, this is all about energy. And I have told this to many people. if you're around that energy with that person and it makes you sick and near a nervous breakdown and it's starting to affect your family, it's time to just walk away and get out of that energy. That's the only way it could happen. And Spirit has told me this many times, is you just got to clear that energy out, be with your loved ones, and, take a trip, take a vacation with them, get away from that energy and don't go back to it.
So do you think in the end that her husband, Joseph, will get over this mental breakdown with this fallout of his ex-friend?
Yes. If he just keeps out that energy, he will. Okay.
There you go. All right. Let's see. I was left a $15 million beach house. A friend, Kathy said, well, okay. Okay. Michelle, let's see. Now, do you give health readings, or do you prefer that be done privately?
Privately.
Okay, so Michelle Tassone, one, if you would, crystalchief55 at AOL.com. And I understand that makes a lot of sense. So crystalchief55 at AOL.com. Okay, Lisa Young, 1735, wants to know, will I sell my house soon?
Okay, let's see. Yes, I see the buffalo comes up very, very strongly in her totems, and that means abundance. So I don't know how soon, but she will sell her house. Probably, I can't pinpoint, a time or anything like that. But yeah, it shows that she will sell it.
All right, very good. So you're going to sell it soon. Janine Groom, she wants to know who are her spirit guides?
Okay, let me see if I can tap into her. I see a lot of Native American spirit guides around her. There is particularly, there's one woman, and I'm thinking, that's her number one spirit guide, because she's got a smile on her face, which tells me she's a joy guide. And I'm getting the name of Little Fawn. So she's got a Native American spirit guide, number one spirit guide. And usually they introduce themselves and her other spirit guides when she's ready to open up to them.
Okay, and what was it that you said, and his name was, because your phone went out, his name was what?
It's a female Native American lady. Her name is Little Fawn.
Okay, Little Fawn. So there we go. All right, Ann Valdez, 23. Her ex passed away. And what was the question? Why didn't he leave anything to his son? Ann Valdez, 23. I'm getting a lot of negativity around this guy. There was some kind of issue with them that was unresolved. Something that happened that was unresolved, and that's why he didn't leave any money to him. It's something that was very serious that wasn't resolved. And I hope since he's crossed over, he's let it rest, and he doesn't keep coming back and haunting him with that. If that happens, they need to give me an email, and I'll try to fix it. All right, crystalchief55 at AOL.com. Crystalchief 55 at AOL.com. We got to be fair and go back and forth. So Brenda wants to know, Brenda, where's Brenda? Do you see any spirit guides for me? Brenda Volofic? Sorry, Volofic. I know I've butchered that. But Brenda, do you see any spirit guides for me?
First of all, I got to tell everybody has spirit guides. You just got to open yourself up to them. And you do.
There you go.
Do that by meditation. Sit down, clear your mind, do the protection prayer, and just open yourself up and say, please introduce yourself to me. And you might want to have a pen and pencil a pen and paper down there, and you might start automatic writing, and a name might come across to you.
All right, let's get this, because I can understand how this would be difficult. Sharon Howard, and folks, if you already asked a question, please just one, because there's so many people who are asking questions, and we want to be fair to everybody. But Sharon Howard says, Willie, I was at my husband's side when he passed. He saw something before he passed. His eyes opened largely, and he looked at me with a strange look on his face. She says that look has haunted me. Can you tell me what he saw?
Well, a lot of people I tell, they see a bright light, and that's the gates opening up for him. And a lot of the time they get shocked and don't want to go. It scares them, and then they have a spirit guide or an angel come and cross them over. Usually, it's a member of the family that's crossed over, a mother or grandfather or something like that. That's what he was surprised. He was surprised to see all the lights and things, and them greeting him for the crossover.
Okay. Remember, folks, these are quick readings, and we just ask that you ask one reading per person, please, because there's so many people asking questions. It's just kind of, it's just fair, it's just fair. So, no problem. Millie Boo 38. Life is in shambles. Can you provide guidance for Millie Boo 38?
Okay, let me consult the spirit totems. The totems tells me that she has to change her ways and change the people she's around, because a lot of the bad energy from other people, you absorb that and bring negativity to yourself that causes your life to change for the bad. You need to change your whoever you're hanging around with, and have more faith that things will change for you. You might want to try to to go to church or something like that to get in the good bright energy.
All right. Okay. And again, folks, there's a lot of people asking questions. I know some of you've been asking. I promise you. All right. Michelle Tasson 1. I don't think you've asked a question yet. Michelle Tasson 1 said, was he my real dad? They said he was not at his funeral. So apparently she thought someone was her father. She went to the funeral. And from my understanding with the question, because there's not a whole lot there, Michelle is saying that she was told he is not her father. Is that true? I guess that's the question.
Well, the totem shows that there was a mystery around her, which could be that he must not have been, or he could not have been, because there's been a lot of the mystery card could also mean liar card too. So just remember that. So that's what it tells me.
All right, there you go. Yeah, let's get someone from Spreaker. Kelsey is asking, Bishop, my grandparents' house had some kind of spirit growing up in that house, she says, with it. Can he tell me what it was, or if it's attached to Kelsey, and spirit guides, any messages, things like that?
Well, if she's having around her now, it's away from the house, and it's not attached to her. I mean, whatever it is, it could be still in the house. It's probably based there, or it's grounded there. So unless she's having supernatural activity around her in her house, I don't think it was an attachment.
Okay. Vanessa Gibbs is asking, hello, I am not Native American, but I am a shaman and spirit walker. I do energy healing and paranormal work. I was told by my friend Crazy Bear before he passed that I would learn the Native traditions. I'm not sure where to go or who I can contact. He also told me I needed to do a sweat lodge. She lives in Connecticut. Thank you in advance for your advice. So any advice that you have for Vanessa?
If she would contact me on my email, I would give her pointers and what to do, and pointers on the sweat lodge.
Okay, there you go. So Vanessa, it's Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. I think Joe had posted that, and I really appreciate that on the Facebook. Yeah, he did. Joe Fox, thank you. Joe posted Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. Now, I know it's the top of the hour, Willie, but do you have, would you like to stay on and chat with us a little bit longer, or do you have to run?
I can stay around a little longer.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to stay around just a little bit longer. We appreciate you doing that. That's very, very, very kind of you. So there we go. So Willie's going to stay with us for just a little bit longer, and we're going to go from there. I've got you on. Well, should I have got what's Bishop Long? Tell me what's in the Bishop Long's future here, or should I ask you privately?
Well, I think, this is what I've been sensing up here. I don't even have to consult the totems, Bishop.
Yeah.
You're going to get, I know you've been out doing things, professionally and you've been doing, going to California and all that, but this is what I've been seeing. I've been seeing that you're going to get a fantastic offer coming in really, really soon, and it's really going to change your life. I mean, you've changed a lot. I mean, you talked about your weight a while ago, but I've known Bishop Long for 20 years, and I'm telling you, you can see the difference in him, see a different light about him. He had a large light around him before, but now it's even brighter, which is telling me a lot of good stuff is going to be coming your way. And please stop running into trees.
Yeah, terrible stuff. You got to watch that stuff. Yeah, I will. Raymond Hard, let's see, 918 is asking, is Jim my biological father?
Okay. I am getting the grouse and also the weasel next to it. Those are really, really things to consider as far as being biological. He might want to get a test or something like that, because I'm getting some. The coyote medicine is usually a trickster, and that's what the totem is telling me.
All right. Very good. So again, Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com if you want to know more. Emily, we talked about the spirit guides. J.R. Tolkien. J.R. Tolkien is asking, J.R. is asking, I don't know if it's a female. I'm sorry. Will I retire honorably as a police officer?
Well, I was one of them before too. So this is something that's really close to me. I see the horse come up, which is a power animal, and yes, that's a yes to me.
There we go. That's a yes. Yeah. And Willie was a police officer, and so he's certainly did many years of service. Many years of service. Okay, Vicky wants to know, to be fair, to give folks on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook. I'm going to go to TikTok after this. Vicky wants to know, can Willie tell me who is wandering our home, please? I assume there's a spirit. I don't know if you can be more specific, but I guess that's maybe the home is haunted. And do you know who might be haunting this home?
I'm getting the image of that, James, and I think that whatever it is or whoever it is was there prior to that home even being there. So it's not the home, it's the land.
Okay, so it's the land. So do you think it's someone that she needs to worry, or he or she, they need to worry about? Vicky, it is Vicky. Do you think Vicky needs to worry about this, or just kind of acknowledge?
I would acknowledge it. If nothing's happened by now, I don't think anything's going to happen. It could be the land has resisted from another house that was on there at one time.
Yeah, Emily, you said, wait, what? You read my comment, but did ask Willie. Emily, because your question was, do you have spirit guides? And Willie's already answered that question. He said everyone has spirit guides. So that's why I didn't ask Willie, because he's already answered the question when he said everyone does. So you may have just joined us, but he's already answered that question. Everybody has spirit guides. So that's why, Emily. Okay. let's see. Again, I can't put folks. I can't bring people on screen. Sorry. SOUHGENIJ1. I don't know. What is my future to come?
Okay, let me ask the totems.
Okay, Emily.
I see a lot of good transition cards. Enjoy. And you're being led to a certain job. Won't tell me what it is. It's whatever it is. It's going to be good and fit, and it's going to fit you very well.
All right. So you see a transition. You said a job.
Yeah. And whatever it is, it's going to be special, made just for her. She'll know when she gets it.
Okay. All right. Inked Kevin. Will I find a new love? Inked Kevin.
Okay. The totem says, Kevin, this time be smart because you've got the fox totem coming up and new energy. Yes, you will, but you got to be smart about it this time and not jump things.
Okay, and not what?
Jump into it.
Okay, not jump into it. Okay, so yes, you can, but don't jump in things. Ink Kevin, if you jumped into relationships too fast, Willie's saying don't do that. All right, Susan Driscoll, I think Driscoll Latham. Let's see. This is there reconciliation with her family? So there's a question about reconciliation. Do you see reconciliation in her family? And Ink Kevin,
yes,
by the way,
because the dog totem comes into my site, and that's usually a gathering of friends. So yes, that's reconciliations in her future.
Okay, and by the way, Inked Kevin just said what you said. That makes so much sense and applies. So there we go. There's affirmation there from Inked Kevin. Sandra Rhodes, I believe, says, my son is in jail for a horrible crime he did not do. He's never been in trouble before, and there are witnesses, and other person's story keeps changing. Will the outcome be positive for my son?
Okay. The horse comes up, the fox comes up, and new energy. Yes, he'll be okay.
There you go. So, all right, Sandra Rhodes, you're going to have to let us know how that goes. But Willie says, yep, he's going to be okay. And again, folks, if you need one in-depth readings, Crystal Chief 55 at AOL.com. I've already talked about why I'm doing this. I'm not going to repeat it. It's on a broken record. I've already said it 100 times already. So I've already answered that question 1,000,000 times. And we're not, I can't keep repeating it every time someone new comes in. Why are you doing this? I can't keep repeating the same story. So I've already explained theology. I've already explained the scripture. I've already explained what it meant. I've already explained psychic mediumship. I've already explained all that. I'm not doing it again. So, all right. Debbie Harry is asking, will I reconcile with my daughter?
I see a lot of stubbornness around her daughter, but I do see a balance in it. And the bear medicine comes up. Yes, to me, that's an affirmation that she will.
Okay. So yes, there's reconciliation, but apparently your daughter might be a little bit stubborn. So you might want to let us know. Again, Willie has no idea who your daughter is, but I'd be curious how stubborn your daughter is. I would be very, very curious about that. It would be good. That'd be good. Okay. Hi, Deborah. Oh, Shannon Long 30 knows Debbie Harry. So there we go. Halos 777. Will I reunite with my son? Halo, HAYLO 777. Will I reunite with my son?
The elk comes up and the snake comes up, which means yes. That's a transition towards a positive.
Okay, and Fit Club Bros on TikTok. What is my destiny? I think it's Joni Kivela. But anyway, Fit Club Bros. What is the destiny there?
Okay. The spiritual card or the totem comes up, and that's telling me that the Great Spirit has a plan for him, and he will show him time comes. And this is exactly what the totem are saying. I just relay what they said. The Great Spirit will tell him, and his spirit guides are guiding him too as well.
Okay, so the spirit guides. He needs to listen to the spirit guides.
Yes, and the Great Spirit totem comes up, which is the wolf. You need to concentrate and envision the wolf, and you will get a message that will tell you where to go.
All right, there you go. And Debbie Harry said stubbornness runs in her family. So there we go. We have some confirmation that there's a lot of stubbornness there. So there we are. All right, Tom Weems. Very important hip surgery has been postponed 3 times. He says, will I ever have the surgery?
I envision that, and he needs to have it because it's deteriorating really fast, and he needs to have that replacement done. And that's how, that come up really fast because I didn't even have to go to the totems to do that. The envision of that hip surgery. And you can't mess around with that. If it goes out, I mean, he's going to be worse off than if he just goes on ahead and has a surgery.
So, but of course, it's been postponed 3 times. So you're saying, do you think he'll have the surgery soon?
Yeah, I see it in the future, but he's going to have it soon.
Okay. All right, Tom, there we go. You need to get it done. Okay. Tina Smith, 615, would love to know my destiny because I don't know where I'm going. So there you are.
Okay. Transition. She's got a swan totem coming up, and the fear card. She's what it is. She's afraid to try new things. She needs to get out there and try different things, and what sticks to her, that's what she's supposed to do. You have to get out and experience things and be offered things before your destiny can be fulfilled. That's what it is. You've got a dragonfly very strongly glowing in front of me. That's your power animal. You might want to concentrate on the dragonfly. And if you go like on a job interview or you want to go into a certain area, look for that dragonfly to show up.
All right. And again, for those of you who are offering or asking health questions, you really need to contact Willie personally and privately because we're not going to air information that's private over worldwide, social media. So you need to contact Willie at crystalchief55 at AOL.com. crystalchief55 at AOL.com. And that's obviously for your own protection. I just think it's very, very irresponsible to air something like that. In detail. I'm not a big fan of that. So crystalchief55 at AOL.com. Hip surgery is one thing, but when you start getting into other really in-depth stuff, I don't know. crystalchief55 at AOL.com. All right. So there we go. How much longer do you want to go, Willie?
We're into an hour. It's up to you.
Okay. All right. Well, there's so many questions. I mean, there's so many questions. There's a what? There's a blue in my family. Where do I search? I don't understand. Craig, if you can clarify that. There's a blue in my family. What do you mean by that? Where do I search? Are you talking about last name blue? So Craig Birchmore on Facebook. He says, my grandmother was half black and her parents were white. I think there's a blue in my family. I don't understand. So if you clarify, are you talking about the last name blue? I don't know what that means. So clarify that, Greg, and we'll come back to you. Okay. Appreciate that. yeah, Craig, you're going to have to clarify this. Clarify your question. Be very specific because I don't understand. All right. Courtney Parker is asking, will I ever make salary wise what I feel that I am worth?
Okay. Yeah, she gets in a transition animal too. A swan comes up very, very strongly in her totem, and also the frog. Yeah, you'll eventually get there, but it's gonna. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna. I see a pause card there, so it's gonna take a while.
Okay, fair enough. Jan Ghost Groupie 1 on TikTok. Will I be offered one of the housing apartments that she applied for soon?
Okay. Again, it's gonna take a while. I don't see it coming soon.
Okay. So it might take you some time there, Jan. So just bear that in mind. A lie, not a blue. Okay. So Craig is saying, let me go back. My grandmother was half black and her parents were white. I think that's a lie. I think he said, I think there's a blue in my family. I think there's a lie. So I still don't understand. Craig, do me a favor. Ask the question again, but be very, very specific. And you got to clarify this, buddy, because I don't understand what that means. You said a lie, not a blue. Sorry, Bishop. Okay, Craig, just ask the question again, and then I'll get back to you. I promise you. I promise you. Anthony Mercer says, what does my future look like pertaining to my career?
Bishop.
Yeah, I know, because we're using our cell phones here. He's saying, what is my future look like pertaining my career? Anthony, I think Mercer or Mercier.
I'm getting all positive totems and a peace of mind. I think he's looking for a certain job, and it looks to me like he'll find it. So everything's positive in his totems.
Okay, there we go. So everything is positive in your totem. So Craig, yeah, ask that question, and then we'll get back to you. Crazy Cindy, for you too, says, do you have anything about her daughter and 2 grandkids? She says, I haven't seen them in 2 years. Cindy, Crazy Cindy, for you too. So she wants to know what's going on with her daughter and 2 grandkids. She hadn't seen them in 2 years.
Okay. She's around a lot of negative, from what the totems are telling me, telling whoever she's with is the cause of it. I don't think it has anything to her particularly. It's whoever she's with is giving her bad advice or whatever, or she's scared to. That's what the problem is.
Okay, so someone's giving her bad advice. Then where do you think is there a place that you think she should go then to find out what's going on with her daughter and 2 grandkids?
If she knows anything around that area near her daughter, it would be a good idea for her to get some feedback there. That's about the only thing I can tell her to do if she lives far away from her.
And Crazy Cindy, for you too, just said yes. So apparently she is affirming what you're saying is true. So there you go. Craig Birchmore. All right, Craig. Craig says, my great grandma was half black and her parents were white. I think my family is lying and needs to know where to search. He's exhausted all means to try to find out more about his great grandmother. So I guess maybe can you verify if she was half black and her parents were white? Can you verify this and go from there?
Okay, let me see. Ravens transition. he's getting a lot of cards for a lot of changing cards. So I would say yes.
So was the grandmother half black and her parents were white, or do you think the family's lying about that?
No, I think they're not lying about it. The way the totems are showing, there is different blood there. Yes, I think she might have that might be true.
Okay, all right, there you go. Yeah, we talked about spirit guides. Willie said we all have spirit guides. We talked about that. Linda Gennaro, what animal is my totem? Linda Gennaro.
Okay. The hummingbird is flashing very, very strongly out of the totem. So a hummingbird is one of your most powerful animals. That's your number one totem, the hummingbird.
The hummingbird. There you go. All right, Christy Marie 5. What is my spirit animal?
Okay. I'm getting the image of a dolphin very, very strongly too. That's her power animal, the dolphin.
Willie, what is my I'm curious, what is my spirit animal?
Okay. That'd be interesting for me to find out.
Yeah, let's find out that.
Okay. Bishop, and this is God's honest truth. You have the buffalo that comes up, and that's because a lot of times that's because of your Native American heritage. The buffalo is on a lot of Native Americans' totems, and it's flashing very strongly. So the buffalo, the Tatanka, is your power animal.
A buffalo. All right. What about my sister Shannon Long 30? What is her spirit animal?
Okay. She had a hawk flash. A hawk is her power animal.
I can see that. That'd be very interesting to see about a hawk and how that affects that, how that fits with Shannon's personality. I'm going to do some research. Someone asked a really great question, and they said, how is there a way that each person can find out what their animal totem is? How do we have to get a reading from a shaman, or is there a way each of us on our own way can find out what our animal totem is?
I know I sound like a broken record, James, but all they got to do is sit down and clear their mind and to meditate, and the image of the animal will come to them. It could be anything.
Okay. Well, there you go. John Slayton wants to know, John Slayton and then Jack's Paranormal. So John Slayton first and then Jack's Paranormal both want to know what their spirit animal is. So John Slayton first.
Okay. I'm getting a beaver for you.
The beaver?
Uh-huh.
All right. A beaver for John Slayton and Jack's Paranormal.
Okay. Let me click it. I'm getting a raven for him.
And a raven. Very, very cool. Mm-hmm. And Little Bo Beeper. That's an interesting name. Little Bo Beeper from TikTok. May I ask what my spirit animal is? Little Bo Beeper.
Okay. Got to jump out at me. A turtle is for balance, and it's flashing very, very strongly. Now that's a good power animal to have. The turtle.
A turtle. All right. Hoyt Pragnell. I think it's Hoyt Pragnell. I think that's how you say your name. He wants to, Hoyt, he or she, I don't know, says, who is their father? Who is Hoyt's father? And spirit guides. So who do you know? Do you have any idea on the father issue? And yep. So is that the question, Hoyt? Who is your father? And so Hoyt is a man, all right. And Hoyt's having a good. I appreciate you answering the questions immediately as I'm talking. So are you asking Hoyt? Are you asking specifically because you don't know who your father is? That way we can kind of be, all right. So hold on, everybody. So Hoyt. Oh, that's a good question, Shannon. Yeah. Hoyt, are you asking who your father? Yeah. So he wants to know, Hoyt wants to know, he is a man, who is his father? And do you have any information on his spirit guides?
Well, his spirit guide is Lynx, and the Lynx comes up very strongly around his father too, and transition. And that used to me that the father is not close, or he's transitioned over. But the Lynx is a very strong power animal for him.
Oh, so his father is not or is passed over?
I'm getting the passed over or transition image.
Do you know if Hoyt ever knew his father? He says he never knew his father. So do you think Hoyt may have known his father but actually didn't know it, that his father was in his life somehow? Or do you think his father just was never in his life?
I don't see he didn't know him.
Okay. And you don't have a name, or would you prefer Hoyt contact you privately for that?
I don't get a name right now, James.
Okay. So Hoyt, what you can do is contact crystalchief55 at AOL.com. Crystalchief55 at AOL.com. And maybe you can work with Willie and he can get some more information, because there's so many people are asking questions. And I know you've been asking, but crystalchief55 at AOL.com. My sister Shannon Long 30 is asking, was our father, or is our father, the chief, the son of a chief? I think that was the question, Shannon. Let's see. I got to scroll up. Yeah, was our father the chief's son? Or it technically is our father the chief's son?
Okay, let me check the total.
Good.
I am getting a very positive butterfly totem, which tells me it's a positive on that.
Okay, it's a positive on that. So there you go. Chief running bull, Raven Crow. Okay, well there we go. So there's your answer. Yeah, you told me. I know you told me. She's yep. All right. Sue Gingy. Sorry. What is her spirit guide or spirit animal?
I'm getting a snake, and a snake is very, very good. It's very lucky totem to have. It's transition.
Okay. And keep in mind, folks, please understand that I'm slammed with questions. So no one is being ignored. There are just a lot of people asking questions. You have no idea. I'm being slammed with Messenger on Facebook. I literally have about 123 messages right now on Messenger alone, plus all the questions that are asked here and here. So please understand, we're doing the best we can. There's a lot of people who want to ask a question. All right. So just please be aware. Well, we're supposed to only have Willie for 1 hour, but he's been very kind enough to give us another, even more now, hour and a half. So we're trying to, I promise you, we're trying to do the best again. So, okay. So I'll answer your question, Angel, to show you that we truly are not ignoring you. We're slammed with questions, to be fair. I have asked of my brother, John Hathaway. Is John Hathaway at peace after passing? So apparently her brother, John Hathaway, has passed away, and she just wants to know if he's at peace.
All the totems that I'm seeing, James, are good and peaceful cards. So, yes. Okay,
so there you go. So the answer is yes. And if you want a more specific question, Angel or anybody else, crystalchief55 at AOL.com. People are saying that they have emailed you. That's great. Again, crystalchief55 at AOL.com. I've got to get to the Facebook questions because I'm slammed with them. Michael Zemgulis, Sorry if I mispronounced it. Michael Zamgula. I haven't spoke to my son in over 2 years. Now he is 17 years old. Will he find peace and have a relationship with him again sooner or later in life? So apparently Michael has not been speaking to his son in over 2 years. His son is 17. And will he have any type of relationship with him now or later?
I'm getting he will come around, James, because I'm getting a good a turkey emblem or a totem, and that usually means a gift. So he'll be around.
There you go. All right. And Kristen Cat 123 is asking: is her dad upset with the way she handled things before he died? So Kristen Cat 123, is her dad upset by the way she handled things before he passed away?
I told him up for peace of mind, James, and no, he's not upset. And matter of fact, the horse totem comes up, and that tells me to give the message everything's okay, to have a clear conscience of that.
Okay, there you go, folks. All right, Delvin 083, is his mom around him?
I'm getting a secure totem, James. The armadillo is yes, it's a protection type of totem. So yes.
So there you go, Delvin. All right, Jeff is asking, Jeff Slater, I think. Please tell me his spirit guides. I have to know, he says. So, can you, or his spirit animal? I'm sorry. Can you tell Jeff his spirit animal?
Okay, hold on.
All right.
An antelope, very, very powerful to his totem. So an antelope is his power animal.
You said the antelope?
Yes.
The antelope, Jeff. There you go. All right. Now, I don't quite understand this question. If you can clarify this, because I'm kind of confused. Bearded Menace 5. Is my mom okay with the family's choice to bury her ashes? Okay, I get it. So Bearded Menace 5 wants to know, is his mom, who passed away, is she okay with the family's choice to bury her ashes more so where she was buried? So basically, he wants to know, is his mom, who passed away, is she okay with where the family chose to bury the ashes?
The telling me yes, she's satisfied with it.
Okay, and yes, I do speak to Zach. Zach is a friend of mine. Oh well, thank you. It's very nice. And Michael, who you just gave, which says, "Thank you, Willie and Bishop. This helps me more than you know." So there you go, Michael. Just wanted to make sure to thank you for that. Renee is asking, how will my humanitarian and business ventures turn out?
Okay. I'm getting a positive totem on that again, James. A very aggressive yes. It will turn out, and it's going to be very successful.
Okay, there you go. So it will be very successful. So there we are. I mean that. I think that's always a good sign. So there's your answer. Your business, your humanitarian, and will be. Sorry, someone's texting me right in the middle of the show. I don't know why they keep doing that. Okay. Jessica Rivera, 22. Will I work in TV again?
TV?
TV, yeah, television.
Her totem is very, very strong on that, and it's going to be somebody she will meet that's in the business, and start things rolling again.
All right, so there you go. Okay, Christie's Angel. I would love to know. Well, thank you very much, Love and somebody. Love and who is this? And thank you for everybody who is sending for the ministry. I just messed up. Love and some. Hold on, everybody. Love and War. Oh, thank you, Love and War. Okay, Christie's Angel. I would love to know the name of the spirit guide she's asking.
Guide or animal?
She said spirit guide. Or
okay.
do you have a spirit animal or spirit? Why don't we just do spirit guide, spirit animal? How's that?
Okay. I'm getting a porcupine for the spirit animal. It's a joy card. She's got a very good personality. And let me see if I can look into one of her spirit guides.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. That's a really great question, CHF. What is the difference between a spirit guide and a spirit animal? That's a good question.
Well, spirit animals, that's what they are. They're animals that's crossed over, and they have souls too. So, when you get the animal guide, everybody has animal guides. You've got hundreds of animal guides, and a spirit guide is more human. Like you just say an angel.
Okay, so is the spirit animal? Is that traits that you have? Is that how it works? Like if the animal is like mine, you said was the buffalo. So
yes.
So when you look at the traits of the animal, and then the spirit guide would be like your guardian angel.
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. Well, that's interesting things you learn. Okay. Janine Groom, what's my spirit animal?
Okay. I get a bear showing up. A very, very, it's like a Kodiak bear.
Big bear.
That's very good. It's very professional. It shows good professionalism around her.
All right. Well, big bear, a big old bear. Okay. Let's see. What's the spirit animal for Clarissa?
Well, a peace of mind a totem comes up, and it's an otter. Very, very friendly little animal, and always smiling. An otter.
An otter. People are asking great questions like Brenda and Courtney. Brenda's asking, is a spirit guide a family member who's passed on or an angel who watch over you? And Courtney's asking, do spirit guides, once we define is a spirit guide, family members or an angel? And then Courtney says, do the spirit guides have a name? As in, like those that pass on, if they're family members, yeah, but do they normally have a name?
Yeah, they have names. Everybody, like I said, has thousands of spirit guides, and they're sent to you as you need them. Say you're going to college and you're having problems with a subject or something. You're like, say you're taking a psychology class, you might be sent a person that's crossed over that used to be a psychologist, and they're there looking over your shoulder, giving you some kind of encouragement.
Okay. And by the way, moderators, if you could do me a favor on TikTok, if you've noticed someone who's asked a question from the very beginning and I just haven't got to them, if you can, just the moderator, please put that in bold. And let me know that way, because I know there are people who are asking questions and they've asked questions from the beginning. I just haven't been able to get to everybody. I'm doing the best we can. And so is Willie. And so, moderators, if you can please put it in bold. If you've noticed someone is asking a question and they've been asked it from the beginning, Shannon or anybody else moderator, just put it in bold. Only the moderators. That way I can kind of be fair with everybody, correct? Because there's so many people. There's so many people who are asking, and so I'm trying. All right, Don Mealer. Will my issue I'm dealing with now and have been for months be resolved?
I'm getting a very strong red color, which means yes.
Okay. So the answer is yes, Don. All right. And if you ask, and again, if you ask question, if you've already asked the question, just kind of let other people get in there, just because it's, it's only fair. It's only fair. Yep, Christ is the King. I agree with you. The real Tesket 14. I amen to that. Okay, you're very, very welcome. All right. Well, you can ask more than one question. You can, but you have to jump in there, because Willie can't. He's going to be heading out here pretty soon. So, all right. Okay. Shannon said here, Stacy 888, my sister with me. They passed. So Stacy 888 said, is asking, her sister has passed, and I assume the question is are they with her?
I'm trying to click onto her energy through you, Bishop. We can do that. Yes, yeah, she is. She's looking. I see her looking over her shoulder. So, yes, she is.
Okay. Correct. Okay. Remember, questions that are on health related questions, please email Willie, crystalchief55, crystalchief55@aol.com. We just don't want to post people's, personal things like that over the air. So crystalchief55, okay, at aol.com, please. And I would appreciate that. And thank you very much, Love and War. All right. Michelle Tasson, one spirit animal. Do you have Michelle's spirit animal?
I get an image of a crow, which is very good. A lot of people think crows are bad news, but actually they're good.
I love crows. I love the sound of crows. Josiane Vela. I'd love to know who my spirit animal, or if I have a spirit around me, please.
Okay. I get a horse. I'm getting a very strong, powerful horse that's around her.
A horse. Okay. There we go. That's your spirit animal. Even 10, I think. Do you have a spirit animal for even 10? Oh, thank you very much. That's beautiful. That's beautiful flowers. So even
okay,
one.
let me hook.
Okay.
A fox comes up very strongly.
All right, fox. Lily Weiss is asking, will my finances be good?
Okay, let me try to hook into the energy.
Lily Weiss.
I know it's her totem comes up, the Dreamtime card, which tell me she's losing a lot of sleep over it, but she's got the wolf telling me that everything's going to be okay.
Okay. Just a few more, folks, because we have to go. Ramsey Ramrod, animal spirit. Ramsey Ramrod, animal spirit.
Okay. I get a squirrel, and a squirrel is a very good gatherer, which means they bring money to you, gifts to you. So a squirrel is hers.
Squirrel. All right. Ashley Herndon is asking, I'm wondering what part of my path I should focus on at the present moment.
Her past?
I'm wondering what part of my path, PATH,
okay,
that I should focus on in the present moment.
I'm getting the learning vibe, learning new things, or going to college, or something. That she's going to be learning new things that's coming to her. I think kind of schooling.
Perhaps a teacher?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. So education, Ashley, education. All right, Willie, folks, I would love to continue. I would love to continue until midnight, but unfortunately we can't. We just we have we have about, I think, maybe 10 more minutes or so, and then we have to log off. We have to. We have to. Sorry. Phil Win. Will I be successful in business? Phil Win.
Okay, I'm getting the links totem. It hasn't happened yet, but I am getting a very strong whale image or totem with him, and that's usually good medicine, a whale. So I'm saying yes.
Okay. You'll be again, folks, if you're not liking psychic readings, then you can go to another channel. All right. It's pretty simple. Zona 872. What is my spiritual animal? My spirit animal.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
I could really. You know what? I'm getting the swan again, and that's a very good spirit animal to have. It's for transition, very good transition. So
a swan for a transition. So there we go. Yeah. Is there any way? Yeah, absolutely. You can certainly pray, and no question about that, Brendan. No question. Gosh, I tell you what, when you start reading your reading glasses, because I have 20/20, but I have problems close up. Even 10 said he looked up the fox, the spirit fox, and it's very true to what you said of who I am. He appreciate that. So even 10, you said the fox came up for him, and he's confirming that what you're saying is very, very true. So there we go. I like that. Decepticon. I think it's Decepticon. What is my spirit animal as of now?
Okay, as of now. Okay. I'm getting a mountain lion, which is a very good totem. It's a leader.
Okay, so you said a lion.
Mountain lion, yes.
A mountain lion, very, very cool. So mountain lion. Spence 93. Are good things coming their way?
I see your totem for that is a spider, and a spider image is going out of an old situation to a new, more good, positive situation. So that's good.
All right. Love and War 22 says that his fiance passed, and is she watching over him? And is there a way to know? Let's say that Love and War 22, his fiance passed away. Is there a way for him to know if she is watching over him?
Well, the simple way is if you feel her energy around that hasn't left, or you have a certain odor or perfume that she used to wear, or a song, something like that. That they tell you that way too, or things move around.
And do you feel that that his fiance is around him?
Well, she's in transition, which means she can come and go. So okay. I'm sure she comes and visits him a lot.
Okay. All right, Willie. Well, unfortunately, this is it. We're going to have to wrap things up. I do appreciate you being here.
Okay. James.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to have you on because we have so many more questions, and I'm sorry we couldn't get to them all, folks. But we've been here since 7 o'clock. So, but Willie, thank you very much, and I'll definitely have you back on.
Okay, James. Thanks. Have a good night.
You too, buddy.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. All right, bye-bye. All right, everybody. That's Willie Windwalker Gibson. I know there's so many people who ask questions, and there was lots, and I don't think you quite realize how many. Thanks, Bill. I don't think you realize how many questions we had. It was unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. People were slamming me with questions on Messenger, just slamming me. But that is, we do the best we can. We do the best we can. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hold on one second. Okay. there. So hopefully you enjoyed the we'll have him back on. We'll have him back on. We got a lot of hate. I want you guys to know that. We got a lot of nasty comments from people who said some pretty horrible things because we had Willie on. We had a psychic medium on. And that's too bad. And so if people have a problem with it, there are a few things that I'm very firm on. And not a few things, but there are certain things that I believe in. And I'm not going to apologize to anybody for my beliefs. I'm not going to live my life for the approval of others. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to live my life the way I feel is right and the way God is calling me to do, period. And I'm not going to apologize for my beliefs to anybody, because if I live my life for the approval of others, then I never live my life. Then I live the life that they demand of me. And I don't do that. This is my life, not yours. And I have to be true to myself and to my beliefs. And if people don't like it, that's fine. But that's the way it is. And that's exactly because if you live your life constantly for the approval of other people, you will never live your life then. You're living other people's life. You can't do that. Don't do that. Because if you're constantly trying to get everybody's approval, then number one, you can't, because one person will say you need to do this and the other person will say you need to do that. Be true to yourself. Stand firm on what you believe in. And people who have a problem with that, well, you know what? I always tell people this. You have an opinion on how I should live my life. Really? Okay. And which bill of mine are you going to pay this month? Because if you ain't going to pay no bill, then you ain't going to pay no mind. You see, that's the way life goes. And they love to tell you how you should live your life, but they sure in the hell don't love to write a check out to you to pay your bills, do they? No. But they love to tell you how you live your life, even though their life is all screwed up and messed up. They're going to tell you how to live yours. See? You see the hypocrisy? Their life is all screwed up. It's all messed up. Ain't nobody talking to them. They have no friends. And their life is completely chaotic, but they're going to tell you how you're going to live, how you live your life. No, Shanae. No, it doesn't work that way. Sorry. And that's the way it goes. Live your life and be who you are. And if people don't like it, then just say, and which bill of mine are you going to pay, since you have an opinion on how I should live my life? And then all of a sudden it's quiet. Where'd you go? No, come on back here. Come here. Don't run away. You got an opinion on how I should live my life? Come here. Here's my electric bill. Here's my rent, or here's my mortgage. Here's my insurance. Now, which one are you going to pay, since you have an opinion on how I should live my? Oh, you ain't going to pay nothing. Oh, I see. For those of you who are on Spreaker, God bless, and we'll see you guys a little later. Okay, and for those of you who are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and TikTok, I always tell you guys, and please don't forget this, and I mean it. I truly mean it. Your value does not decrease based on someone's inability or refusal to see your worth. You're priceless, and never let anybody convince you otherwise. God bless Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. The Sacred Division has been brought to you by Bishop Long's online paranormal course. Learn demonology, angelology, paranormal studies, and genealogy. It's 100% online, and you learn at your own pace. Please go to www.bishopjameslong.com and click on the paranormal course link.